The glorious news that I want everyone to take from this episode is we live by grace. This is why Jesus is the answer. You and I are not going to get this just by hard work. Jesus Christ died because you cannot keep going and do this on your own. He did this for you.
Our lives are an adventure lived out that are taking us towards Jesus. The spills, the thrills, the moments of pain and crying and drama and fallouts, all of these are an adventure that is teaching us something, that is moving us towards the greatest adventure of knowing Jesus, know more about him. Hello, welcome to the Faith in Parents podcast. I'm Amy, I'm part of the Faith in Kids team. I'm here with Ed, and we are here to say to you as parents, you've got this. You are the key influencer for faith in the life of your children. And that might feel scary, but we're here to make it feel safer. Because not only do you have the lives of your children, responsibility for their faith, Jesus has you. Isn't that good, Ed?
I don't want to imagine what it would be like trying to parent without Jesus, Amy. I know you expect me to say that as Mr. Faith in Kids, but I also happen to believe it. This podcast will be nothing more than the story of, quick, we can do this.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, Ed, it's our first one back after the summer holidays. It's September. Can you hear the rustle of the new pencil cases, the water bottles that have not yet been lost? The white polo t-shirts are currently white. And my favourite thing, the favourite thing I like to notice about September, or two things actually, there's the children walking to school who are so excited that they've got a new coat for winter. Yes. So they've got on this big, massive, floor length, Arsene Wenger football manager type coat. And they're wearing it in 21 degrees because it's new and they love it.
Yes. Also, Year 7s going into a new year in high school with blazers that look like they're from their dads.
I love that.
6 sizes too big. And can it not be my job to buy the new shoes because it breaks me?
School shoe buying is horrendous. We've had the whole thing. The child puts the shoe on and you say, so how does it feel? And they say, I don't know. And you're like, well, I don't know.
What's the next question, Amy?
Do you feel like it's squeezing your toes? Does it feel right? Is your toe at the end? And then you have to ask a load of questions about parts of the feet. Do a walk for me. Let's see if they slip off. And then they walk and they do the stupidest, I can't remember how to walk thing.
Is there any part of your life, Amy, where it's conventional and it's just yes, no?
I think that is conventional. I see every parent doing that. I think that is the way it goes. And then there's the sort of tearful drop-offs.
Yes.
You're taking your little squidgy little treasure to reception for the first time and they're just going to be tired, and then you're thinking, are they going to open the packet at lunchtime themselves? They're going to manage the lunchbox? Are they going to manage their trousers for the toilet? And I would like to reassure parents out there, I am the parent that the reception class teacher had to have a word with to say, could you explain to your boys that at playtime when they're outside, they can't go for a wee behind the tree. They have to go in and use the toilets because obviously weeing behind the tree is a lot quicker. You can get back to playing. So that was a moment I just felt like the worst parent ever. So Ed, your September vibes, September land in your house. I want you to imagine that I am capturing the words that you say to your children. What words would I hear a lot of? So if I was doing a graph of most commonly used words, so I could pick out what would be your 3 words as a dad that you're saying the most, what do you think they would be?
I think they would be look out for a child to care for.
Oh wow, this is deep. You're not just shouting, put your shoes on.
Okay, I see.
Yeah,
is that the level we're at?
Yeah, we're going relatable.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I have learned that the night before, where is your bag?
Okay.
Because I am a last minute guy.
Okay.
And too many times, first day of school, it's 2 months since I last had my bag. I don't know where that's going to be. And we then have to get into mum looking, which we
Okay.
all know is where mums find things. And we've all been looking for ages. So the night before, can we please work out what needs to go in our bag? Can we try to remember the week before, like who's buying the shoes? Not me.
Yeah,
So-
bag, shoes.
Yeah.
What's the third thing?
What's the third thing? I think it's probably like wear the new one rather than last year's comfy grey one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, so we're a family of comfort over appearance.
Okay.
So
Bag, shoes. Could we not wear the one with stains?
yeah, why would we choose the trousers that don't reach your socks because they're comfy?
Okay, I think I listen. So our children could be forgiven for thinking.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw lovely husband Steve under the bus slightly here. That our main passion, particularly Dad's passion in the house, is flush the chain, turn the light off, and shut the door quietly. So that's like, you do not need to, why have you left this light on? So my daughter made him a Father's Day card from the light of your life and did the picture on the front of a light switch that was on to just say, look, see, Dad, this is why I always leave the light on.
Your daughter can turn any situation into a spiritual encouragement. What a gift she is to the world and your husband.
Flush the chain, turn the light on, and you know when you shut the front door, bang, like the whole house
I get that about
rattles.
cars.
Okay.
Why do children have to slam the door of the car as if it's never been
So
closed
everybody's
before
teeth
when
rattle.
you're inside?
So yeah.
All my issues.
So there we go. So our children could be forgiven for thinking we were passionate about bags, shoes, chains being flushed
Yes.
and lights being turned off.
Yes.
But actually what we want to try and say at the start of a term
Yes.
is let's do a little reset. So if we're doing a reset for our families, what would be the things that we want to go for? Because if we can actually articulate the things that we want to go for, we've got a chance of maybe getting there. Okay? So now you gave it away a bit before. Now we're going to go to what could they be? What could they be that isn't bags, shoes,
I mean,
turn the lights off?
there's a word to self, which is I have survived 5 or 6 weeks with my children on holiday. You know, the word to self is like, you're still their parent, even though they're about to go back to school. Please don't just shout out loud, when is your blessed school starting again? You know, I am sick of my own children. I do think it's a word to self, which is, come on, you are their dad 52 weeks a year. We've seen a lot of each other, and that's why we're frustrated with each other. Summer holidays are not a time when we say goodbye to our sin. Sadly, it stays with us. So word to self, let's keep going. Still dad
But
through
also,
school.
there are good things about routine.
There are.
So
there
let's
are.
try and put good things in place.
And you have to switch that back on. Some of us are routine people, Amy,
Yeah.
and some of us are non-routine people.
Yeah.
And you and I happen to be non-routine people.
Yeah, but I also appreciate having other people in my life, including other things for my children to do. And there is that, it's the fresh page of the exercise book. Like, this year has not been written. This year we are going to be the family that aims to do more of this.
Well, it's New Year's resolutions in
is a bit,
September.
yeah.
If you're listening to this in the Southern Hemisphere and you're just totally baffled, welcome to September. It's a month like any other. Sorry about this.
So Ed, I'm going to push you.
Yes.
On your if you were thinking, what
Yes.
are the intentions that you're going to set more than we're going to turn up on time with the things that we need looking less scruffy?
Yeah. I would love my children to know we are going to live this year for Jesus. I would, that as a parent, we are not just stopping bad behavior. We're trying to give them a sense of what does this year hold? What would I love them to be bored of me saying? It is not shoes. Why have you lost your bag and have you made your packed lunch? I would love them to hear me saying, we've had a great summer holiday. We have plenty of energy. You're looking forward to playing some football in the park. We score goals for Jesus. We work hard for Jesus. We're going to do some homework. We're going to live as if we have a king on his throne. And we're going to pray for the people who are sad.
So you want them to look out for others.
I do, a little.
You want them to live for Jesus.
Yes.
And you want them to pray.
Yes, but I just want to smile. That New Year's resolution thing. Let's go again, team. And I'm here too. I'm an enthusiast. And when I get met with sort of grumpy apathy, I'm like, come on, guys, we can do this. And September's a good time for enthusiasts. We're going to go again.
So we're thinking a little bit about what makes us the distinctive Christian family. So every family wants to start and reset and go again and, be tidier or be nicer to other people or work harder in school. So as the Christian parents, it's our role to, I like to think of it as set the wallpaper of our home, set the direction of where we're going, and set this vision for our family. So what is the distinctive difference that we can see? How are we saying like our lives are different from the people next door because we've got Jesus?
Yeah.
So if I'm pushing you on like a 3-word
Yes.
dream
Yes.
that is about Jesus for your family.
Oh, goodness. I mean, look, 3 words. So next door, they are worried about packed lunches, school bag and new shoes, just like I am.
Correct.
So we're saying, is there 3 words we can give our children? They must be Jesus.
Yeah.
We have an audience of 1.
Yeah.
We serve him. Jesus is my first word.
Okay.
Second word, I think, is going to be prayer. Can we just get out the door with a prayer each morning and a prayer before bed?
Yeah.
If our kids are getting older and are eye-rolling us a bit, let's go again with that. And the third word is care. My goodness, prayer and care rhyme, Amy. Is I think that prayer before bed, so often, thank you that I've had a good day. Help me to sleep and have a good day tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Just when we pray for others or who is sad in your class, it just allows us not to think I'm the only person in the universe. So when we care for others, it is just saying Jesus is on his throne and he cares about other people and not just me. Jesus is not on his throne to entirely ensure I have an easy day at school tomorrow. He's doing some other things too. If we know that, it will help.
And I think as parents, it's giving yourself, you are the person who's leading the way. And I think that can feel scary. So you are the person who is deciding what happens in your family. And if you head somewhere, they're going to come with you. I remember when my kids were very little, sitting in the car, and I'd got everybody in and like car seats in and things clipped up and buggy in the back and all the changing bag and all the wipes and all the things that were required that felt like you were moving house for just, a trip out for a couple of hours. And off we went driving down the road and a little voice piped up from the back, Mom, where are we going? And I realised at that point, I haven't told them. They've got no idea what is happening. They don't know if we're going away for 2 weeks, 2 hours. I haven't said, but they were all calmly sitting in their little car seats, expecting adventure. And I just thought that's such a picture of what it's like for us. A life of faith is saying, I'm trusting you for the future and you're taking me somewhere good. And I just think that whole, our lives are an adventure lived out that are taking us towards Jesus. So adventure, I'm choosing my 3 words.
Yes.
I'm going adventure.
Yes.
Because it's all the things that are happening
Yes.
around us. The spills, the thrills, the moments of pain and crying and drama and fallouts. All of these are an adventure that is teaching us something, that is moving us towards the greatest adventure of knowing Jesus, know more about him. And all of these are opportunities for us to learn something about his world, about us, about our need of him. So I'm going adventure. I'm going faith, because this is all an opportunity for us to work out how do we trust God here. And I'm also going for security. How are we secure in what Jesus has done for us? How are we secure? How are we offering our children the love and value that is available to us all through what Jesus has done and through how much God loves us? So they're my 3 words, Ed.
Adventure.
Yeah. Faith, security.
Oh my goodness, Amy, they're absolutely brilliant. Adventure, faith, security.
But I also think...
Are they the same every year, Amy, or is this just this year?
I think they've often been the same.
Yeah.
But I think they get stronger as you go along. And as a parent, you probably get a bit more confident with thinking, no, we have to decide this stuff. We have to go somewhere.
Love that, Amy. Thank you.
Okay, Ed. So I'm also wanting to know, September, we can all feel like we've got energy to go again.
Yeah.
But how does this work out of September? So should we just all give up? Do we throw in the towel as time goes on and we've perhaps thought, we've forgotten about that and life has crept in and other things that we want to go for? arrive? How do we keep our eyes fixed? Because it can be so easy to pulled into there's birthday parties here and there's football opportunities here and there's school stuff here.
I mean, Amy, you're picking a list of neutral things.
Yeah.
Are you going to give me a list of the awful things? Is that coming later in this episode?
That's coming later. I'm just saying in the neutrality. So I think
it's
the first thing...
Stuff is busy.
Yeah, that's the most common first issue.
Yes.
Life is busy. We get distracted. We go after other things and we forget.
Yes. I mean, I think it's very helpful, Amy. The way you framed the question earlier was imagine two homes next door to each other. Imagine both of those two homes have the same number of children and they're the same age. The same age is the same number of children as your family. The only difference between these two homes is one is a Christian home and one isn't. So
Yet.
Yet.
I like to add yet.
Thank you, Amy. So the reason that's helpful is because you can just think for a moment, I wonder how next door is different to us right now. They are trying to get their kids to a swimming lesson. They are frustrated that they've just discovered the wet swimmers at the bottom of a PE bag from last week. They are confused by how did we ever think this would work if the car is over 3 roads away and I've got to get over here now. They are tackling all of those things and we are tackling all of those things. And firstly to say, that's okay, it's normal. But what is the salt? What is the sugar that just turns your life a touch? And for that thought of how is Jesus changing this moment? In that moment, it might be, for instance, we stop shouting at our children and we discover I'm actually the reason we're late getting out the door. It's not their fault. I am to blame. So I'm going to be less angry with them. And just for a moment, I'm going to remember it's all right. The Lord has got this. And if we are 3 minutes late, or I will learn to be 3 minutes early next week.
Yeah. And the freedom that, as a Christian, you're modeling, you're saying sorry. Part of being a Christian is saying, I know that I stuff up and I say sorry when I do.
Take a breath. Take a breath. This moment is not the end of the story. That is the relief of being a Christian. This is not the last moment. There is a way back from this particular moment, even if it's only as simple as I am disproportionately angry about the wet swimmers at the bottom of the bag.
So, Ed, I also think when we're on the road and when we meet different parents and we have different conversations, the thing that they seem to think is like, I just love it when you do that and it's a bit like magic, is when we're talking about how we talk about faith in the normal everyday moments of life. So you've talked about the wet swimmers. So I want to say, so in the moment when your child is like going for their first swimming lesson, so we're nervous about going into the swimming lesson.
Yes.
We're frightened of the pool.
Yes.
We're going in the big bit that we've not been in before.
Yes.
We're nervous about how we look in our swimming costume compared to other people.
Such a long list.
So there's so many different things that are happening there, and it's, where's the opportunity to have this faith adventure where we're offering security?
Amy, this is my heart. This is my heart. When I drop a child off at a swimming lesson, and my heart is, I need my child not to be the worst swimmer in the class. When I drop my child off at the birthday
we're supposed to be learning swimming.
Yeah.
We know we're learning all these things about faith, security and adventure.
Yeah, we are. Because as a parent, you discover, it might just be me, you just discover your weirdly insecure heart. Suddenly, you care how many parties your child has been invited to in the first 3 weeks of the autumn term. Do I have the least popular child in my class? And how am I going to change that? As if like I'm the president of the largest country in the world and my one goal is getting one kid some more friends. This is Amy, are you just laughing at me? This is my insecurity. Weirdly, I need my kid to be better at football than...
Please don't invite me to more parties.
No, that is the difference between you and me. I totally see that. I'm the only one who's counting how many parties my kid has been invited to, or how many goals they've scored, or how many goals they've let in. Or
I want to go out for the day and don't want to go to a party.
Amy, and that is fine. But let me just say, I think you have other insecurities, and we don't need to deal with them all right now. This is about me and my heart.
Sorry. You carry on.
I know. Is the therapy done now? Can we talk about something else?
Have you worked out what you're going to say to yourself that is the Christian
Amy,
distinctive?
I'm going to take a deep breath and I'm going to say, Jesus Christ died for me.
Okay.
My child's friendships, goals scored, goals let in, is not what defines me. Before I was a parent, I'd have just thought, this is pathetic. What sort of a human being are you that you care this much about a 5-year-old's party? And the answer is, I'm pathetic.
Well, it's good that the Lord has taught you that and has still welcomed you home.
Thanks so much, Amy.
So, Ed, what we've just talked about, it sounds like there's, the normal, we're enthusiasm, we're aiming for good things, we're wanting to be a Christian, we're wanting to share more Jesus. How can we know that this isn't just Amy and Ed's pep talk of positivity for parents? Can you help me? Show me where in the Bible you could go to try and say vision setting for families is a thing.
Okay, so first of all, I'm about to read a verse from the Bible.
Great.
So the challenge you put me before this episode was, what is the Bible passage that for you is the dream for your family?
Yeah.
And I'm going to read this, and I think a listener thinks I'm saying this is what my family is like.
No. This is aspirational.
Exactly. Okay. So I'm going to read this, and maybe even I'm just going to replace some of these words with like my family or my son, my daughter.
Well, if you tell us where you're reading from, we might be able to spot the bits where you're doing that.
Thanks, Amy. Philippians 2, 1-4. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Therefore, if your family have any encouragement from being united with Christ, if they have any comfort from his life, if they have any common sharing in the Spirit, if they have any tenderness and compassion, then make my joy complete by being like-minded, having the same love, being one in spirit and of one mind. Hear this bit, Amy. May your children do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit. Rather, in humility, would your sons and daughters value others above themselves? Would your son or your daughter not look to their own interests, but would they look to the interests of others? Would my children understand that they are so loved by Jesus? If they have just a tiny inkling of how much love Jesus has for them, would they just give some of that love out to others? So now we then get just to the reality of everyday life. But the moment when your child sort of reaches across the table and grabs the ketchup or just sort of elbows their sister to get her out the way of the mayonnaise.
Yeah.
Just a moment of pause. Imagine you loved her as much as Jesus loves you. Now, we can't say that all the time, but I do think I'm just thinking.
We want to say it. We definitely want to say it sometimes.
We want to say, that we want there to be a moment when my children are not in my house with me and they are thinking, this person is as valuable as I am.
Or the way that you're challenging that and correcting that is not just, I want people to like you more.
Yes.
It's trying to say, can you see the heart behind? So I'm just not, please don't do that because it looks embarrassing. It looks like I haven't trained you to behave well in public.
Yes.
It's please, can you see that behind that lies a heart that doesn't value somebody?
That's right.
Can you see that behind that, if our hearts were one, if we were thinking like Jesus does, we wouldn't behave this way. Yeah. So you're going for the heart rather than just please don't snatch.
And I feel like, Amy, the one thing I have to clarify, because I'm slightly paranoid that people are thinking like I live in some sort of Amish. I think the Amish are amazing, by the way. I'm all for horse-drawn carriages.
Don't backtrack, don't confuse us.
Okay.
You're just trying to say.
This is not every sentence that gets said in my home. My home is mostly fighting for ketchup, mayonnaise and the chips.
Passion for condiments.
Passion for my life is mainly defined by passion for condiments
rather than a passion for Jesus. And you're trying to say, can we shift?
And I'm saying, first of all, my heart. My heart has exactly what you're saying. As a parent, you have to be the one who knows where we're trying to go. So my heart has to be the first that's saying that's where the bar is set. Do nothing out of selfish ambition. It's not about you. If I can just keep thinking that a bit, then occasionally it will overflow and I'll say, hang on, pause, Bobby, just take a moment. You're not going to starve. Who do you want to pass a condiment to? I've literally never said that to one of my children, but I'm passionate about condiments.
Okay, that's great. Okay, Ed, I'm going to take you to somewhere else in the Bible.
Love this.
So we finished our last series.
Yeah.
I was being nice to you.
Thanks.
I'm going to be nice to you again. So I think a passage in the Bible that has meant a lot to us as a family, because it sort of started out our family life, is 1 John 3. Verse 1, one of your favourites, Ed.
Oh, if not the favourite.
So we had an adoption celebration party for our family.
Yeah.
And you came. If you remember, we had a mad event.
I can't tell you. I have rarely given a Bible talk in a room with so much noise.
There was a lot of noise.
When I started speaking, no one got quieter.
No, there was a lot of enthusiasm and party and small children, my friends from work, my friends from church, Steve's friends from work. Everyone had a very lovely bonanza.
It was a lovely
of a
time.
day.
Yeah.
And you spoke on
did.
these few verses.
I did.
1 John 3 verse 1, see what great love the Father has lavished on us, that we should be called children of God, and that is what we are. The reason the world does not know us is that it did not know him. Then, verse 2, dear friends, now that we are children of God, and what we will be has not yet been made known, but we know that when Christ appears, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is.
We shall be like him, Amy.
All who have this hope in him purify themselves just as he is pure.
Yeah.
So this whole thing of like God has put your family together.
Yeah.
We are children of God. We're the family that he has put together deliberately, carefully, and we can expect him to be at work in us. So progress is happening. And like me, as I'm trusting God for me, as I'm trusting God for my kids, I can expect there to be this upward trajectory till the day that I am with Jesus and like Jesus.
I mean, this is mental, Amy. When I read this, I had to go to a very clever friend and say...
Whereas I just went, yeah, it's great.
I read this and it was, we shall be like him. Yeah. And I went to my clever friend and said, does this mean when we meet Jesus, we'll be like Jesus?
Pure and perfect.
Pure and perfect, like him.
I know.
And the answer is yes.
We're in the elevator in the right direction.
Yeah.
So, Ed, I think you're very good at telling this story, so I want you to tell the story because you tell it better than me.
Yeah.
The yo-yo up the stairs. Can you tell me the yo-yo up the stairs story? Because I love that one.
Okay. Organisation called Biblical Counselling UK. Mm-hmm. They do what they say on the tin. They are all about helping people know that when you've got the Bible in your life, it's counselling you. That there is healing ahead. No matter where you've come from, no matter what you're going through, the Bible, another Christian opening the Bible with you can counsel you. They've got this picture of someone walking up the stairs. So step one, imagine someone with a yo-yo playing with it. Goes down, it goes up. It goes down, it goes up. BCUK say, your emotions, your feelings are like this yo-yo.
Your experience of how you feel you're doing as a Christian.
Your experience of parenting.
Yeah.
Good days, bad days. Highs, your child has done it right. Lows, your child has done everything wrong. Your child is wee behind a tree in the playground.
Highs, you've remembered to say sorry and have the faith-related conversation at swimming lessons.
Lows,
you've told them all that they're an embarrassing idiot.
You just screamed at your children and you're the loudest, ugliest parent in this car park. Like a yo-yo, up and down, up and down. Now, first of all, to say, whether you're a Christian or not a Christian, that's us. Our emotions, our feelings, our experiences, they go up and down. We live in a broken world where we do not know what tomorrow is going to do. The difference is for a Christian is we have an upward path towards Jesus. We're going up the stairs day by day by his Spirit. It is a promise. We are becoming more like him. Now, some of us are thinking, no, I'm uglier today than I was yesterday. Because as you go up the stairs, the yo-yo, if you imagine, it goes down.
The downs and the up.
So there are moments when you're up the stairs with a yo-yo that the down, the low, is lower than the
Yesterday's
up yesterday. So it is possible that today your experience of being a Christian is worse than it was yesterday or the day before that. But you take the yo-yo up the stairs, and that's saying is year upon year, the highs are getting higher. Your knowledge of Jesus means that there are just moments of such beautiful clarity today that you could not have had 2 years ago. You know how good he is. You trust him more than you did 2 years ago. Yeah. And you know that in the lowest of lows, he's still got you. And the highs are higher. You're now seeing, oh my goodness, I stood on this mountain 3 years ago and it was beautiful. I now stand on this mountain and I know God is good and this is his creation and I'm for him. This is an adventure of a lifetime, and I did not understand that as clearly as I do now. I am an optimist, but this is Bible optimism. Christians can know we're going on the yo-yo up the stairs. Your lowest is still low, but you're on the way up.
Okay, Ed. So we can set this vision.
Yes.
We can see further than just the immediate.
Yes.
And part of the reason we're doing that is because our parenting is not just about life being neat and tidier and more comfortable in the here and now. So we've talked about stretching the perspective a bit further to be thinking about where are we going as a family. I now want to do that. How can I stretch the perspective even further? So as a parent, as a Christian parent, not only do we have a longer goal about wanting our children to know and love the Lord and know more of him, what's our eternal goal, Ed? And how does that make a difference?
I mean, an eternal goal. I mean, if you're not a Christian, this would just be a laughable question.
Yeah.
Like, and if you're a Christian, it's okay to laugh too, which is, look, my goal is to make it into bed tonight. And there is just something. Can I just quickly tell you about a story about going for a run? Okay.
Will it help me?
Yes, I promise
Okay,
it
great.
will. Where my parents-in-law live, they live by a disused railway track, except the sleepers are still there. Okay. And I go for a run on this track. And what I don't do it very often because you have to watch your feet the whole time. If you fall between the sleepers, you turn over
You
your
have
ankle.
to plonk a foot on a
sleeper.
Okay,
and then
great.
the next one, and then the next one. So in other words, you can't ever look up. You can only look down as you run, sleeper to sleeper to sleeper.
This sounds miserable, but
Okay.
very good.
Okay, now that is how life can often feel. You can't take your feet off the next step because it just feels so fragile and so temperamental. You're only looking at your own feet. You know, like, where is my child now? What's the next 5 minutes? What have I forgotten? What needs to get in the car? When's the next feed? Where's the next breadstick coming from? Now, there are moments of parenting where that's going to be the normal story. That run is the story, I think, of not knowing you've got an eternal perspective. When I come off that railway track, I go through the town and then I head back to their house, and they live on top of a hill. And I can see their hill from the town. I look up the whole way back. It's uphill, so it's still sweaty, but I can see their house and I know where I'm going. Which do you think is more fun? Watching my feet taking tiny steps, trying not to roll my ankle, or seeing their house on the horizon and running for it even though it's uphill?
I think it might be the seeing the home.
It's always that, Amy, 'cause my eyes are up and I see where I'm going and my eyes are fixed on it. I've still got to run. I've still got to be sweaty. It's still hard work, but I know where I'm heading.
Okay.
If in the Christian life we can just look up and know we're not just about the next load of washing. We're not just about the next breadstick, the next feed, or will there be tears after school this evening?
Yes.
These things are all true,
Yes.
but eyes up, heading for glory.
So you know what the good thing is about the way that God has designed family life?
Yes.
Is that God's designed family life that there's children surrounded by parents that are surrounded by a church.
Yes.
And the rhythm
Yeah.
of life that God has set
Yeah.
with your day of rest
Yeah.
and the day that we go and worship
Yeah.
is that often the Monday to Friday feels like the plonking on the thing.
Yeah.
And Saturday is like probably pressures of different things that we have to get done. And Sunday is the moment that you're with other people that remind you that we are not on our own as we're trying to do something different. And we are resetting our focus to lift our eyes to who God is. And often as a parent, you've come to church and you've wriggled everybody there, and perhaps all that happens is you hand out raisins and you pick people off at the floor, but there's always a moment. So if your expectation is I'm going to be able to engage in every part of today,
Yeah.
you might be disappointed. But there's always a moment where there's a song sung, words read, a prayer prayed that just reminds you you're not on your own and we're about something bigger and we're about something better than have I made this week's sandwiches. So going to church is that collective moment of lifting your eyes to say we're all in something.
Take a deep breath.
Yeah, yeah. Now, Ed, I am now going to take you off into an adventure of the mailbag. So we have been out on the road. So this parenting for eternity, how like having this long vision changes our everyday is something that we've been talking about at the different places that we've been to. And there's some more dates coming up. Check out our website if there might be one near
If
you.
you want to meet Amy, real life, you can do that.
Yeah. All red, in fact.
Much more disappointing.
So, okay, what these come up a lot. Question 1, we're so overscheduled. How do I prioritise church and family discipleship when school sports and clubs take up every single weekend?
Amy, can I tell you a story about you?
Yeah.
Okay. You are the answer to this. So I think I am more likely to be this person who's asking the question. Non-stop go, sign up to every opportunity. It's a form of gentle abuse if you don't agree to take your child to the club they want to be part of. Every child is in 7 clubs. Every child's going to 8 parties.
Yeah.
You once told me that one of your children had been spotted as a talent for gymnastics.
Happens quite a lot. My poor children.
Okay. And I heard that one of your children was spotted by a gymnastics club as a bright gymnast of the future. My eyes were on stalks. And I was like already imagining the gold medal at the next Olympics. And I knew that child when they were 5. And now look at them. And you said to me, what was your plan?
There's absolutely no way we're doing that.
Yeah. You said this to me. I was like, what? You said, no. Never going to do gymnastics. Not taking them.
She was 4, and what they were asking us to do was 3 sessions a week. So all of Saturday morning and like 2 other sessions in the week. And I just looked at like the sort of, and like if it had been her total heart and passion and all she cared about, and she had been saying to me, but Mommy, this is just the best thing in the world, the conversation might look different. But she loves lots of things.
Okay.
And like I was just looking at these leotard clad girls like doing their leg lifts and just thinking, this just nothing about this feels good or like it's something that we want to do. And like the time commitment, we're about something else.
Okay.
She wants other things. We want time as a family. We want to be at church. We want to have adventures.
So you taught me something that day, Amy, which is we're the parent. We have to make decisions. If our children's lives are too busy, I'm really sorry to say this, but it's on you. At some point,
you say no to stuff.
You said this, and you blew my mind that day. And Amy, but you're saying goodbye to a gold medal at the Olympics.
Well, maybe, but if this is a passion that God has given her and a gift that God has given her, if the door's already shut at 4, what kind of world are we living in? Not one I want to be a part of.
I want to fast forward. How many years after that are we now?
10.
10. Do you regret that, Amy?
Not one bit.
Okay.
I'm also the controversial because she's like lots of different things.
And she still does.
And she still does. And there's other things that she has a go at. And then people say, do you want to join the team? And she says, no, that's all right. And I think, just because you've got space in your schedule for something doesn't mean it's a yes. Yep. Just because you've got space in your schedule for something and it's good doesn't mean it's a yes. Yep. So there are moments that as a family, you want to prioritise. We're going to eat together. We're going to talk together about life because because conversation as a family is more valuable than another activity.
Amy, what's the North Star? What is the place you're taking your child to?
Well, I'm coming back to my adventures and my faith and my security. So if I'm going to fight that Wednesday night means we're spending time together as a family to love one another because this is where our security is found. This is where we can unpack what we're looking to, what's going on. This is where we can have... So you can't take my Wednesday nights away. I
feel like if we were in a stadium right now, I'd want a standing ovation, Amy, because I do think what you're saying is radical. And I think it's absolutely terrific. You're saying you are not a slave to every opportunity. We are taking our children to Jesus.
And my children are not missing out.
Amy,
I am giving them something eternally better.
You are giving them something better. You are taking them to the best possible place and you are secure about that and you're helping your children to know they're secure about that. I love it, Amy. I love it.
Okay, next question. My child is starting a new school and is desperate to fit in. How do I help them keep that Christian distinctiveness when peer pressure feels so big?
Okay. Peer pressure is massive. And I do think there are some children who are not affected by peer pressure. Good on them. Like, we don't have to make them want to fit in. Most kids are desperate to fit in. So the starting point is, welcome to life. As a parent, I suffer from peer pressure. I'm that pathetic dad. So I think there's just, first of all, it's okay. Mm-hmm. It's okay if you think peer pressure is coming around the corner. Of course it is. I think the question then is, you can't switch it off. You can't just fix it. If your child comes back from school crying on a Wednesday, I don't think, barring a miracle from the Lord, they're going to go into school smiling on a Wednesday.
On a Thursday.
Thursday, sorry, Amy. So it's going to be a lifetime's work. And I'm delighted to say the Lord is still doing it in my heart. Day by day, he is still helping me to say, you do not have to fit in. You do not have to do what everyone expects you to do. You do not have to be popular. Do you see Jesus? Run to him. Now, I make it sound simple, but that is 1,000 conversations with your child. It is 1,000. It's about the trainers, and it's about the backpack, and it's about the maths result, and it's about which friend are they choosing to go to the party and who's getting invited to their party. It's so many conversations.
Oh, there's a reason why God has given us children for a long time. Because there's a lot to get through. And it's like, if you imagine, they're all like training sessions, aren't they? How do you cope with this? And how do you cope with this? And like, it's, you know, it's for all of us. We've got a long time together to talk about this stuff, to work out where we got it wrong, how to get it better next time, to pray, to trust. Okay, I've got final question. Now, this one comes up all the time. Yes. I remember also being asked for, please, could you help us do Bible times that are more related to food? We were
I remember that.
And I was like, what? Great. And after about like sort of, you know, suggestion number 3 of how to make pudding about Jesus, you were like, Amy, please stop talking.
If you ask Amy, please, can you give us 10 Bible studies to do based on food? You'll come up with 10 ideas. Whereas I'm saying, no, Amy, please don't.
So the Scotch egg surrounded by the thing.
Yes.
This is a picture of how God has put families together and surrounded them with the church. And in the middle, no, okay. So question 3, family Bible times.
Yes.
My kids argue.
Yes.
My kids roll their eyes and complain.
Yes.
How do we keep going with them? And the other thing we get asked a lot is, like, I have a 3-year-old and a 10-year-old, and I'm trying to do something with them together, and it's not going very well.
Those are 2 very different questions.
They are.
I think the first question is easy. The second question is hard. So I'll do the first one, you do the second one. Okay. The first question is how do we keep going with praying, opening the Bible with our kids if they just keep rolling their eyes?
And also coping if we did it for a bit and we stopped doing and we're going to start again.
Okay. I'm going to say the unpopular thing, which is if our children kept rolling their eyes every time we brushed their teeth, we would not say, okay, dear, we'll stop brushing your teeth. If our children rolled their eyes every time we tried to put their pants on, we wouldn't say, it's okay, dear, you never need to wear pants again. So eye rolling is not the main way we decide how to be a parent.
Okay.
We don't just do the things that our children enjoy or don't roll their eyes.
Are you telling us to be the parent again?
I'm telling you to be the parent. I'm telling you, on the day they bury me, I would love my kids to stand in front of a small audience of people who have loved me and to say, oh my goodness, my dad just went on and on about Jesus. And I'm okay if they even roll their eyes then and there.
Thank goodness he stopped talking about Jesus now.
Finally. It's all I've got. I've got nothing else to give my kids. And if my kids have a sort of sixth sense of it's probably time to open a Bible, because that's what Dad used to do when we were crying. Hallelujah.
Okay.
I'm happy to be very boring, very predictable, and to make my kid roll their eyes. I don't want to make them hate it. I don't want to make my Bible times awful for fun. But I can't imagine anything better. Can I quickly tell you the story of the kid who grew up in a home who had Bible times every evening?
You don't have to talk faster.
No, I tell this story so often.
My friend fit it in.
My friend Nick, he had a faithful dad, far better man than me. His dad would open the Bible with his family every evening. And I'm like sat with Nick going, Nick's now like mid-20s. And I'm saying, Nick, this is absolutely incredible.
So I already want to know, like even on birthdays?
Yes.
Even on like...
Yes.
Surely he was ill sometimes
and what notes did he use? And how long did they last? And I was like that with Nick, and tell me, what did you learn?
And if he had a migraine in the morning, like would he really then?
Yeah. And what? Yeah. And
how did you get to work on time?
Yeah, so I was asking all these questions, and I was like, Nick, what and how, and what do you remember, and what was his magic, and how did he do it, and I'm going to write a book about him. He's just, long pause, Ed, I don't remember a single one of our family Bible times. I was like, Nick, that can't be right. He said, okay, I remember 2.
The one where he fell over and accidentally swore.
That's it. He remembers the time his dad's chair broke underneath him.
I was a guess.
And his dad was all over the floor.
Okay.
And he remembers the time his dad mispronounced a word in the Bible and it came out as a swear word.
There you go. I was right on both.
You were. Those were the only 2 family Bible times Nick remembers. So what do we take from that, Amy? We don't bother doing Bible times? Our kids won't remember them?
No, because if I ask you, Ed, what did you have for dinner when you were 7?
Boom, Amy.
What's
I've got
the answer?
no idea.
You've got no idea.
But do I need that meal?
Every single one of them.
I'm getting overexcited. Okay, much harder question, Amy.
Okay.
You have got a sweet, chubby 2.5-year-old who is, if you leave them unattended at the kitchen table, they just throw carrots at you.
Yeah.
And you've got a 10-year-old. How on earth are you going to do a family Bible time for them?
Well, the first thing I want to say to the parent that is trying to do a family Bible time with the 2 of them, you are next level.
Yeah.
You are
Special forces.
Yeah, special ops style.
Yeah.
Commando rolling off a aircraft carrier.
It is very difficult.
Yeah, so like, well done that you're doing it.
Well done, you want to do it.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And I just kind of want to say that really. But equally, I also want to lift a burden because I want to say maybe this is, if you're really struggling, perhaps it is time to think about, how could we do this differently so it works well for everyone? So perhaps you invite your 10-year-old to lead some sort of interactive Bible moment with their younger sibling, and perhaps you then say to your older child, we could pray together in the morning before you go to school and just read a couple of verses. Perhaps it is time to divide and conquer, and perhaps it is time to say, tell you what, here's the thing that we're doing, 10-year-old, could you lead it? Because then I can manage the carrot throwing, so you're now in charge. Or is it time for you to say, why don't you start to do your own Bible notes? And you could let's talk to me, like, what did you find? Like, maybe you could, what can I learn from what you're learning? You come and tell me, because I'm managing Carrot Kid over here. So can you read a few verses and encourage me? So just, there's different ways we can just say, let's be a team. Let's be a team.
Let's be a team, and please don't call your child Carrot Kid.
Yeah, but also if that makes your 10-year-old laugh, that listen, I'm managing Carrot Kid, you read the Bible. Great.
Well done. Amy, thanks.
Okay, Ed, we're coming into land. We've had a lovely time. I want you to help us. How are we going to pick up the pieces and start again? If we put like fridge magnets in, we made our 3 goals, and it's Tuesday, and
okay, the glorious news that I want everyone to take from this episode is we live by grace. Mm-hmm. Okay. So it's tempting after sort of, Amy and I are sort of doing the high fives, fist pumps. We go again. We're going to win. You're going to make your children do a Bible time.
And you've made me believe it. And I've put the fridge magnets on with my inspirational words.
Right.
And now it's Tuesday and I've all fallen out and I want to throw them in the bin and go, it's all a lie.
Yes, it is a lie. We live by grace. Tuesday's going to go really badly. If Monday's gone well, Wednesday's going to go badly. This is why Jesus is the answer. You and I are not going to get this just by hard work and drop your shoulder and charge at this new term. So while you can have some New Year resolutions, you can try to go again, you can get over past failure, you can look up the stairs and think, I'm going to take my yo-yo up there. And if you missed the beginning of the episode, this makes no sense. You can say all of these things that are true, but the yo-yo is going up the stairs by grace. Yeah. It is not because you are taking...
The Spirit is at work.
The Spirit is at work. It's not you just determined to get better each day. The Spirit is at work. Jesus Christ died because you cannot keep going and do this on your own. He did this for you. The good news of Jesus Christ is this term is probably going to go really badly.
At moments, not all the time.
No, probably not. But personally, I have had to leave my house and walk around the park, probably check my wife is going to stay inside because I'm so cross and I'm so angry. Just take me to a corner of a field and let me just sit on the bench and feel utter despair.
Now, Ed, we learnt something. We learnt something statistically about the way the sort of dads and mums commonly respond.
Yes.
So there is a statistical thing about dads tend to get angry and mums tend to feel guilty. We're going to save that for another episode.
Another episode.
That's our next episode.
When it goes wrong, I tend to anger.
Yeah.
And that's why actually
And
me
that's
being
why
in the
you
corner
need
of
grace.
the park is a good place to go.
And when we feel guilty that we
Yes.
haven't met our own standards,
Yes.
we need grace.
Thanks, Amy.
Grace for mums, grace for guilty mums, and grace for angry dads.
Thanks, Amy.
So
These podcasts always help me the most. It's extraordinary other people want to listen to them.
isn't that good? Isn't that good? And if you're setting a good direction for your family, and if you're having that eternal goal in perspective, and you're thinking, how are we getting more Jesus in our everyday? You know, we live in a real world, we live in a broken world, and we have a real enemy.
Yeah.
So like, the devil doesn't want that. He doesn't want that for your family.
No, he wants anger and guilt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we can be realistic about that, but we can know that as a defeated enemy.
Yeah.
So we have Jesus Christ who is for us. His Spirit is in us. We can go again tomorrow. Ed, would you finish for us today, and would you pray for our shiny new September plans? Would you pray that when our polo T-shirts get splopped on, we are ready to say, Jesus has us, we can go again.
Let's pray. 1 John 3 verse 2 says, "But we know that when Christ appears, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is." Our Father in heaven, thank you that there is a day coming when we will meet Jesus face to face and we shall be like him. That is enough to get out of bed in the morning for. That is enough to go again for. We can't wait to be like Jesus. Help us, Father, to keep saying to our children, "Do you see Jesus? One day you'll be like him. Keep trusting him. It will happen." Thank you, Father, that you are enough for us because we are not. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you next time when we're heading off for more angry dads, more guilty mums, but more good news as we think, why does it have to be me? Why is it on me to do this parenting? Surely there's somebody better out there and more specialist, and let's ship in the professionals. Looking forward to that conversation, Ed.
Amy, I can't wait. I'm going to benefit as much as I have today. So grateful for this podcast.
See you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.